Welcome to the Jello Jiggling podcast. I'm your host, Ryan Ward, and all I got to say is, damn, that sucks. The Coming into this tonight's game against the Celtics in Boston, I thought it was kind of a statement moment for the Lakers, and I think LA had everything to win in this game, and Boston really had everything to lose, right? But it couldn't. It couldn't have gone worse. Now the dust is settled and I look back, I'm like, it couldn't have gone worse. Mainly because LeBron James is now injured with a groin injury. And it took them all but like 5 minutes after the game to with Dave McMenamin of ESPN to say that he spoke to a source and saying that it's a matter of weeks and not a matter of days, which is never good. Because if you can assess it that quickly, they know it's bad. They know it's not a good injury. No injury is a good injury, but you know what I mean. An injury that you can bounce back from quickly. This is not it. This is, and then I saw something else just now. This is all happening in real time. Like that just came out minutes ago. I just did a live for Believe, and where's it? Okay, here we go. So LeBron says there's not much concern with the groin injury. However, that could be just a BS statement, and I'm not surprised. You don't want to, whatever. Dave McMenamin came out and said, LeBron James said his mind immediately went to his groin injury from Christmas Day on 2018. If you don't remember that, I think that was his first season with the Lakers, and he went down on Christmas Day and was done for the year. That was it. So his first year started out about as bad as it can. If it reminds him of that, is potentially the worst injury of his career. All kinds of bad. All kinds of bad. So James said he does not believe this injury is as bad as that one, and then knocked on the wooden locker behind him, not to jinx it. Excuse me. Just had a steak dinner while watching the game. I'm always kind of like a pessimist when it comes to this kind of stuff. I'm rarely optimistic because they tell you what you want to hear a lot of times, right? Because they still want to sell tickets and they want to put butts in the seats and they want people watching on TV. So you get kind of a limited amount of information. Even if they know already that he is probably done for the year or he's done for all of March, which I would guess that's probably a good guess. All of March. This is it sucks because you saw the potential of the Lakers playing against a legit title contender in the first half, right? They were balling. They played well. They were keeping up with them, keeping Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown on their toes. But then the second half came along, and it was one of those classic, like, third quarters for the Lakers where everything just kind of falls apart. It's like they forget how to play. Shots weren't falling. There was no energy. It's like sometimes I wonder what the hell JJ tells them in the locker room. And I'm not knocking JJ at all because I think he's a great coach. I've totally turned around on that. But I've lost count of how many times they come out in the third quarter and they just look like a totally different team. It's just so weird. Admittedly, Luka has brought a whole nother energy to this team, and it's been incredible to watch. And you even saw flashes of it tonight. But that's another concern that I didn't even touch on yet. Luka didn't look like Luka tonight. He scored 34. He led the team. Jason had a game high 40 because they couldn't contain him. And Jaylen Brown, I think, had 31. And Jaylen Brown was all over Luka the whole night. Luka's slow-footed, right? Like, he's not quick by any means, but that's kind of his game. He forces everybody to play his pace. But for some reason, Jaylen Brown knows how to lock in on him and make it that much tougher for Luka to do Luka things, right? Because Luka's deceptively quick, right? Because he's so smart as a basketball player. Like, he knows how to create space. Like, like nobody I've ever seen. And it's crazy. Like maybe in this era of 3-point shooting. I mean, Steph does it, but Steph is fast, lightning fast compared to Luka. But some people were saying that, like, Jalen Brown kind of exposed Luka in the finals, and that's why the Dallas didn't really have a chance against Boston. I hope that's not the case, and I hope that if that is the case, that they rectify that, and they did. JJ goes through all the film and figures all this stuff out. But that's besides the point, because he didn't look right physically. Right, he was grimacing in warmups, the layup line and stuff. And then funny thing is, I saw that before last game too, and I was kind of taken aback by it. I was kind of like, what's going on with him? Something's off. I mean, he just looks stiff. It's like he'd been like sitting down on an 8-hour work shift, right, in one spot and not moving, and then just all of a sudden getting up, and you're just like, oh my god, your whole body kind of goes into like seizure and shock, and like it just sore and sharp pains all over the place. He just looked like he was in pain. He didn't look healthy. And the broadcast mentioned it more than once. I think it was pretty obvious at times. I mean, hopefully that's nothing. Hopefully that's nothing. I think he had like at one point in the game, I think right when LeBron asked out, right? That's another reason why I think LeBron's is bad, because right when he did it, I think it was I think Boston just scored potentially on their end, and LeBron maybe went up for a rebound. I gotta go back and look at the replay. I'm sure people have cut it already, and it's circulating right now. But I just jumped on here immediately, so I don't know. But right when it happened, he just pointed to the JJ and it's like, "Get me out, timeout, get me out," like, and pointing down there like I screwed something up to the point where I know I screwed something up. If you've ever played ball, right, when you're hurt, when you're something you can't play through or you shouldn't play through, right? And on that level, that's a whole nother thing, you know. And LeBron, he doesn't get hurt often, and the one time he did get hurt was the same friggin' injury. Well, it's looking like the same injury. You haven't made it official yet, but they're saying groin. So I don't know when the hell he's coming back. You say weeks, and that's just so vague, and that's what they do. They're going to give you vague statements because they want you still buying tickets and stuff. And I felt so bad. Some guy on Twitter like responded to me because I said, "Well, that's not good," and he's like, "Oh no, now I'm pissed because I have tickets to the game in Brooklyn on Monday, and I'm from UK." I didn't ask him where he was from, but I was like, because I'm from Liverpool, my whole family originally, um, and I was like, "Damn, that sucks, man." I was gonna tell him, "Hey, look, maybe you should extend your stay and just go to Milwaukee, and maybe that'll change." But now he's not seeing LeBron unless he stays here for a month and a half, or who knows? I mean, LeBron could be done for the year. I don't know. I wouldn't go that far yet. That guy takes care of his body too well to make that assessment right away. Maybe somebody like Joel Embiid or like Paul George or Kawhi or something, like I'd be like, yeah, okay, he's probably done. But not LeBron. You can't count him out yet until it comes out of his mouth or there's an official press release, which they're going to delay as long as they possibly can. So we're not going to know. And if it is truly really bad, we will know fairly quickly, like maybe tomorrow, which would suck because you just get all this momentum from an 8-game win streak, which I think was the longest since the title year in 2020, which is crazy if you think about it. Especially just Luka's only been on the team for like 10 games. That's crazy, man. And he missed one of them. Or no, he played 10, but I think that he's been there for 11, something like that. But damn, dude, damn, I'm just sucks. The drastic highs and lows, but this is professional sports. This is what happens. It messes with your emotions all the time, and that's kind of part of the point, I guess. And that's why we're so passionate about it, as fans, or even media members, or both, or whatever. But I don't know where it goes from here. And then we heard before the game too that Rui's out for the rest of the week. He's not going to play one game on this road trip. So I'm guessing the earliest he plays is on Sunday back in LA in Phoenix. So a week from tomorrow. That sucks. That doesn't help. I mean, without LeBron, Rui's the one guy that you would throw in there. I mean, you can't replace LeBron. That's the crappy thing about the whole situation. It's just you just can't. You can't replace him. You can't replace Luka. Probably two of the most irreplaceable players in the game today. So they're just in a tough situation. I'm not quite sure what happens now. So sure, the rotation is going to change a little bit. And another thing I noticed, Alex Len didn't play a minute tonight. Jackson Hayes was ruled out. That's another injury that could linger. And now that LeBron's out, maybe they slow roll these guys a little bit more. Like, hey, let's not rush these guys back. We're in the second. Excuse me. We're in the second seed. We can kind of milk this a little bit. Still have a high seed, even if we lose some games in this final stretch. I mean, the last game of the season is April 13th. So we're almost exactly a month away from the last regular season game, which is crazy. And that'll go like that, heartbeat. So I don't know. It's a tricky thing. It sucks because you just got so much going for you. And then all of a sudden, and you just want to see them play great teams consistently. I mean, they got that gauntlet of a schedule coming up. It's like 3 back-to-backs. It's insane. I don't think I've ever seen a schedule like this before for the Lakers. And maybe it's happened in the past, but maybe it's just because the stakes are a little bit higher right now that it sticks out more. I mean, they got Brooklyn on Monday, which is basically a throwaway game. Could be a trap game though, because LeBron's not playing. Obviously, Rui's not playing. Don't know about Jackson Hayes yet. Don't even know about Luka. They could rest all those guys, and just hopefully Reeves drops 45. You know what I mean? And they get a win. But then it gets brutal. I mean, brutal. They play Milwaukee in Milwaukee, March 13th. So it's Thursday, right? So they got some rest days in between there, but they still got to travel to Milwaukee. Right after that, they hop on a plane and they head to Denver. And they play in Denver that Friday, March 14th. That sucks. Jokic just had a 30-20-20 game, first in NBA history. So he's cooking, right? They're going to be pissed because they got their ass kicked last time the Lakers came to town. So they're going to want to make an example of them, right? I think they would do that regardless. But then it's back to LA for 2 games. One, it's Phoenix on March 16th. And then it's another back-to-back that following Monday against San Antonio. Yes, it's San Antonio, but these back-to-back slates are just insane to me. I don't understand why. I mean, it's like a punishment almost. It feels like. Okay, and then they get 1 day off, and then they got to play Denver and Milwaukee in consecutive nights in LA. More than likely without LeBron James. Damn. Like I said when I started the podcast, damn. That's just brutal. I mean, those guys are kicking into high gear right now. They want to destroy everybody, right? Before they can start, resting and their seeds secure or whatever. They're still in that mode. And both those teams have had kind of a shaky year where it's been hot and cold. So they don't want to ruin any kind of momentum that they already have. I mean, this is definitely going to result in Denver moving up if they haven't already. I'm curious about that. Hold on a second. Need some like elevator music to play whenever I do this. Yeah. So LA's in the 3 seed right now, 40-22. Denver's 41-22. So they can move up more with a win. Back to back. Well, I mean, 2 wins in a series of a week. Yeah, it's dangerous right now. It's dangerous because you got Memphis right up your ass. It's in the 4 seed, 39 wins. They're a game and a half back of the Lakers. And then a half game behind them is Houston. And then creeping is Golden State, who has been red hot since Jimmy Butler came to town. They've won 9 of their last 10 games. And they just seem to just have the juice now. Like Jimmy was the missing piece of the puzzle, at least for now, right? I don't know if that's going to sustain in the playoffs, but whatever they're doing right now is working. Right. So, and all those teams are on win streaks. I mean, damn. And then there's Minnesota, who's won 4 in a row, right behind Golden State. This is going to get wild in these final weeks. I mean, I thought the Lakers would kind of cruise to a high seed, but not now. Now I'm like, oh my God, they have to watch the standings every day. I mean, I don't think anything crazy is going to happen where they're going to drop like a rock, but this could definitely get shaken up. And like, they might not have a favorable first round opponent if they drop far enough. Picture them playing Denver again in the first round. Like, you don't want to see that. You want a team that you might have an edge against. The Clippers, Minnesota. I wouldn't even want to play Golden State right now. I mean, it's Lakers full strength. They're pretty damn good, right? They're not in the 3rd seed for no reason. But this is not. This is just a crazy, seesaw kind of thing going on. You know what I mean? It's like you win 8 straight. You get that 2nd seed, something that nobody thought was possible this season. Especially after making a crazy trade that no one knew exactly how it was going to work. I think everybody knew it was going to work, but not like this. I mean, this is like Powell going and teaming up with Kobe, right? Mid-season. And all of a sudden, it just worked, right? It just worked. I get the same feel from it. It's the only thing I can compare it to. And this is crazier, right? This is Luka. I mean, Luka's a better player than Powell. I keep panicking. I keep waiting for this notification to come through, saying LeBron's going to be out for a crazy amount of time. I don't know. Just got to be optimistic. But anyway, enough doom and gloom crap. They still got Luka Doncic. Let's just hope he's not hurt. Let's hope this isn't a persistent problem for him, like the back stiffness or soreness, because it hasn't been mentioned on the injury report at all. So it's only been I think it was a knee contusion that he was dealing with, that he suffered recently, but obviously not bad enough for him not to play. He's been listed probable like pretty much every game, just like LeBron, just kind of like a precautionary thing, which is weird to me because I know they know when they're going to play. Like they know it doesn't come down to the last minute. It's not unless it's like they're coming back from something, long term, like Luka coming back from his injury, right? It made perfect sense. Not now. But whatever. That's beside the point. It's the thing is we're going to be watching the injury report every friggin' day now. Again, it's back to that kind of thing, which is a bummer. Oh, dogs are barking in the background, wanting me to take them out. Anyway, I'll get back on here after Brooklyn, which hopefully is not ugly. And if anything happens tomorrow, which I wouldn't be surprised it does, I'll jump on and talk about it and see where it goes. But hey, try to be positive moving forward, people. This sucks, it's drastic highs and lows, but that's what it's like being a Lakers fan and covering this team. It's always a roller coaster. What makes it kind of fun and exciting, but at the same time, messes with your emotions constantly. But until then, I'll see you later.